Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement I will not be sleeping or hibernating, but it is winter, and I'm going to give you a few things to think about for the winter. Okay. uh, as usual, it's kind of hard for me to come up with new and dynamic topics for the for the show here. But I was just thinking, it's getting a little cold out there, and I did do a video before on winter flying tips, but I'm not sure if I ever did a video before on what to do when you can't go flying. Maybe, but hey, here it is. Here's a rerun if you didn't catch the other one. Hey, Nefarious, thanks for popping in. Yeah, we do have the live chat is going here today, and anyone can ask any old question. I don't think this will be very long unless I get some questions. But anyways, we're gonna get into the top five. Another super pilotish top five tips. Top five non-flying tips for pilots. So, what can you do in the winter when you're not flying? Well, we got that top five non-flying tips, and the number one is study. Okay, well, I was kind of thinking more about more about what students should do, because I mean, when I'm a flight instructor, so the all of my experience pretty much in flying has been in instructing people how to fly. And well, the winter time is always a challenge because of the weather. And what do you do? Statistically, around where I am in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, which is right across the river from Detroit, Michigan. So this is Midwestern United States, Southwestern Ontario. It's around here. Statistically, the worst months for flying is number one is January, number two is February, and you just don't get anything in. And the more north you go from here, the worse it gets. So it's like there's not a lot of flying that gets done in the wintertime in Canada, anyways. But you kind of have to keep at it, and it's hard to kind of keep your motivation up a little bit. So any flying that you do manage to get in, like, be prepared for, like, probably out of 5 flights that you plan, 4 of them will get canceled. It's not that uncommon to have 3 or 4 flights canceled in a row and not fly for a month. But the flights we do in the winter time are kind of just maintenance, keep your skills up so they don't get worse. That's all you can do, and kind of hang on. But like I said, you should be studying, and that would be and that would be kind of for anything. Like, it's the time. I was thinking about hibernation, and you just don't feel like doing anything in the winter. Oh, hey, Shecky. And so, like, now's the time to get your nose to the grindstone and just do some book work and studying and just slog through all that crap that nobody likes to do. But once you get all that done, when the good weather comes again in the spring and summer, boom, you're all ready to go. And so that would be, yep, hit the books, number one. Okay, I will get my blue marker out again because it's cold. And yeah, we're gonna do number two. And I don't know, I guess this isn't really exactly in order, but roughly in order. I would say studying is number one. Get that boring garbage out of the way in the wintertime, because come summertime, you're just gonna want to go flying and have fun and be, what is it, the ant and the grasshopper, that little fable there. Well, it's I forget which one was which. I think the grasshopper was just partying all the time. So anyways, yeah, you want to be the ant, not the grasshopper. I think I got that right. So number two would be, I've done videos on this before, but I will bring it up again because you can't do enough of it, and that is chair flying. So sit in your chair in your basement, just like the Super Pilotish channel. Pretend you're doing a live stream on the Super Pilotish channel, and yeah, so you just chair fly. You just go through the motions, imagining what you're doing when you're flying your airplane. I mean, this could be anything for, like, I don't know, maybe I was thinking too, like, because up around here, I think moose and deer season's done. So, but maybe it didn't quite. You were thinking about going hunting with your buddies or something. So now would be the kind of the time to start thinking about you missed this season, get everything all ready for the next season. Take that hunting course, or go down to the gun range and take your safety course. Or start shopping for shotguns. I don't know, but yeah. So I think it's just get all that academic stuff out of the way here, and imagine what you're doing too. And okay, so number three. If you are a pilot, there's this thing called for flight. It's I guess it's like it's an app for your iPad. I don't have one. I the type of flying that I do, I really don't need any type of fancy schmancy navigation things. Like ForeFlight is a really cool program for your iPad app, and it can do like it's got so much capability in it, and no one really takes the time to look at all the little capabilities that it can do. It can do your weight and balance, it can do fuel calculations, it can do all this stuff for you. And that now would be the time to set up if you're not flying. You really get to know all those the guts of that ForeFlight program. App. I'm old. I call computer programs instead of apps. And oh, none of your business is here too. Hi. So yeah, kind of get all that technical stuff, and you can practice it at home. And then because once you get in the airplane, you have to worry about flying the plane, and you can't be messing around with any new tech that you have. I knew one guy. He got this brand new GPS for his airplane. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check out I'm gonna fool around with my GPS." So he went off and he took off, and he he flew, and he was like fooling around with the GPS, and he flew right into a cloud, and he looked up, and he's like, "Ah!" So he turned around and got out of the cloud. But it's like because that's the cockpit is not the place to be learning how to use that tech. That should be done on the ground. And then, okay, I don't know if this is good or not. For motivation, but I'm gonna put it down on the list so people don't feel guilty because they're gonna be doing it anyways. Uh, here we go. The other thing you can do is shop for airplanes. Everybody that starts to learn how to fly starts shopping for airplanes. What's the cheapest one I could buy? Ooh, that's a nice one. And everybody, myself included, everybody starts looking at airplanes. Maybe I could afford that home build. Well, one Cessna 150, that was not bad. And what would the insurance be like that? And everyone starts shopping for airplanes. And for 99% of all the pilots out there, that comes to the conclusion, nah, I can't afford it. But it it kind of does. It's not the worst thing in the world to kind of dream of like getting a plane. And Yeah, it's okay for motivation, I would say, and it gives you something to talk about. Oh, I want to get a Mooney, or whatever. Oh, no way, man! Cessna 182 is way better. So there's that, and so number five, it sort of fits in with my number three of ForeFlight, and and it goes along with that story I was telling about the guy that mistakenly flew into the cloud. uh, but I'll go more into that. So number five is learning the capabilities of your GPS and autopilot in your airplane. Yeah, and how your GPS autopilot, how it all kind of syncs up and links up, and can you disconnect this, and what if this, like it's actually like it's pretty complex, and you don't have the time in the airplane to learn that. And so for the GPSs nowadays, a lot of them have like an online simulator that you can do. Some places you'll find some flight schools will have like a standalone unit where you can mess around with it and go through a manual and basically kind of chair fly IFR stuff, and you can mess around. The time to mess around with all that tech is on the ground before you get into the airplane. Once you get in the plane, you're like, trying to hold altitude. Did they call us on the radio? It's not the time to be looking around at every little you know, every little display, and then you're bouncing around too, and so it's hard to hit the buttons, and then you fat finger something, and it's it's just no good. So that is to be done on the ground when it's snowing outside. Do that and then go shovel the driveway. So, okay. So before we get to any type of little questions or anything like that, oh, hey, Dustin, I see you in here too. Yeah, we're going to go over it and just, I don't know, we're only 10 minutes in here today, but I don't care. It's the weekend. Yeah, top 5 non flying tips. Okay. Number 1 over here. Yeah, you're going to study for those written tests. And I would use that advice for anything that you kind of, it's like summertime activity. You're going for your boating license. You missed hunting season this fall. You're going to get ready for next year. Now's the time to do that. All those little courses and things that you got to take, do that so you can enjoy your summer next year. Number 2 is to chair fly. Sit in your chair. Imagine exactly what you're doing for your flight. From startup, have a copy of whatever checklist you have there. Imagine where the gauges would be that you're looking at. Oil pressure, check. Okay, and then you know exactly where that gauge is. One of the things for chair flying that's handy is to, I always told people, just go on Google, do a Google image search for Cessna 172 cockpit or whatever plane that you're flying. Or you can take a digital picture of it yourself. Just get your phone, take a picture of it, and then your eyes are going to know where to look for what gauges, what radios, what. Where's that again? Oh, that's the gauge. The RPM gauge is way over here. Oh, I got to look at that. So that would be good to do that chair flying, and you could probably search through my my channel, something about chair flying, and you'll find my video I did on that. Okay, for flight, and that kind of goes along with your GPS, autopilot stuff, all your tech that you want to use up in the airplane. You figure that stuff out on the ground first, and that is the place to do it when there's 6 inches of snow outside. And shop for airplanes if you want. I don't know. Some people can afford them, some people can't. It's but I don't know. It's good to dream. So, or some people have their little dream boards and stuff like that, and they put up pictures of like everything that they want out of life. Here's my mansion. Here's my boat. Here's this. Here's my Ferrari. And then you look at it and you just manifest it. I don't know. I haven't really done all that too much. I had a picture of like a Kawasaki Ninja on the wall when I was a teenager, and I never got a Ninja. I got a BMW. It's pretty fast. But anyways, I also had a picture of Britney Spears in a Pepsi one. Probably for the best. I never got Britney Spears either. So anyways, okay. So we are, yeah, that's about it here. Oh, hey, Ranch. And yeah, so that is about it. We'll see if there's any questions or anything like that. There we go. And I did pin my question to the top. Feel free to ask any question. So I'm wondering what kind of weird stuff I'm gonna get. That's okay too. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? Trade plane. Oh, here we go. Okay, trade a plane. Craigslist, a Pete and Pole that's half done for $2,500. A BDS kit on eBay for $5,000. Yeah. If you're searching for planes, hunt around. But a Pete and Pole that's half done for $2,500 might sound good, but I don't know, man. Like I'm really averse to any type of experimental home built kind of airplanes. I knew there's this one guy that kind of crashed his. This is one guy I knew. He used to always get these half, like just like Wrench is saying here, kind of like the half completed. Oh, I ran out of money. I ran out of time. Kind of home built planes, but you don't know who's building them. And like you look over at this thing, and he had a mechanic kind of take a look at this home built thing that he sort of bought, and there was like screws from, you could tell it was like Canadian Tire screws, and they all had different types of heads on it, whether it's like a Phillips or a Robertson or a flat. Like there's all these different not aviation grade screws, and yeah, so it's like and the plane eventually, he was flying it, the propeller fell off. He was coming in to land and the propeller went boink. So anyways, yeah, you don't know what these home built stuff is. I'm very averse to those things. They just statistically yeah, they're in a lot more accidents than certified planes. But you pay for the safety, I guess. And what's your risk level that you want? BDS kit on eBay. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But yeah, I'd stay away from the experimental home built stuff. What else we got here? Yes, homies. Good morning. Okay. I was wondering about this, 98. My $200 Walmart chair about made me fall off several times and hit my head. Overpriced POS. Yeah, that's another thing. I was thinking about. I got this old computer chair, and I just don't know. I bought it, I don't know, 20 years ago. It's pretty uncomfortable now, but and I got the arm like kind of duct taped on there because it broke, this plastic arm, and I just don't know what the best. I know someone that bought an Aeron chair, one of those real fancy, cool Aeron chairs that everybody used to have. It's pretty high priced. And I was like, "Hey, how's the Aeron chair?" It's like, it's like a chair, but it's very designer and cool. It was the thing to do in the '90s, get your Aeron chair. So I will not buy a $200 Walmart chair. Thank you for the thank you for the tip there, Nanya. Okay. Yeah, so we got as for the learning your GPS at Bendix King. That's right. Yeah, right. You used to work at Bendix King, eh? You could box. You could unplug your KLN 90 and run it in your desk or bench. Yeah, the place I used to work at, we had a standalone. Same thing that you're talking about there, and we had a standalone KLN 94 that we used, but not many people ever used it. So it's okay. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, let's see what this is. All right. Most BD5 kits were never made. They still get sold and resold over and over, but the ones that did killed a few. Well, I think you just gave yourself your answer there, Wrench. I got to check that out. BD5, eh? I'll write that down for future reference. Yeah, some of those airplanes that you can buy, these kits and stuff. Airplane. Yeah, I mean, legally, you can throw anything you want together and go fly it. Like, pretty. Like, I remember seeing this one guy had a Mazda RX-7 engine in this plane, and it was like pretty sketchy looking. And it was like a YouTube video I saw, and I was like, oh, I would never put a Mazda RX-7 engine in an airplane. Like, it's probably one of the least reliable engines around. There's always a seal that blows on those rotary engines, and it's running fine until it isn't. And it's okay if you're in a car, but you think about it, how many RX-7s do you see with rotary engines driving around now? Like none, because the motors all blow up. Oh yeah. All right. So Shecky is a fan of the Aeron chair. All right. Well, to each his own, I guess. Okay. Well, yeah. So that is about it. Okay, not a whole lot of questions today. That's okay. And I'm glad you did come by though. And yeah, so today is Friday. Yeah, so today's Friday. And oh yeah, here we go. Well, we'll do one more little thing here. Yeah, the rotary with a duct on a long easy was beautiful. Yeah. Those are cool looking planes. Yep. And they look cool. I don't know, just a little too weird and too home built for me, man. But anyways, yeah, today's Friday. I got a few things to run around and do this afternoon. Might go flying tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. And pizza night tonight. So, anyways, today is Friday. So I will be back here on Monday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And that's about it. Short one today. Thank you for Kira the Dawn is back. Live shows. Check them out. Okay, thanks for the tip there, Shecky. Whoa, Kira the Dawn. Very groovy, man. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. I gotta click that other thing.